All right, everyone, welcome to the Mortgage Punk Show. I am Chris, and I'm super excited today because I've got Isaac Sprague here with me, and Isaac is a realtor that I work with regularly, and he's just my homie. Can I call it? Have I ever called you my homie?
You haven't called me your homie before. You called me a lot of things, but not homie.
Not homie. Isaac's my homie. That's all I got to say. So, man, I'm so glad that you're on the show. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it very, very much.
Honored to be here.
And I can't wait to dive into your story because there's only one other story I know that's similar to yours. But maybe we can talk about what we were talking about a little bit before the show, and that is my disdain for pre-approvals.
Oh, yeah.
And that includes mine as well. Like
I was kind of excited. Why I was excited to work with you in the past because I was like, oh, this guy's going to educate some people, and people aren't educated.
That was the goal
on what's going on.
I mean, that's why I launched the whole Mortgage Punk brand, was to create some sort of a fun education platform to try to help home buyers and homeowners and professionals in the industry just learn more about the lending process.
Yeah, I feel like in our industry or any sales industry, somebody has a heart of a teacher is super important. That's what like Dave Ramsey says, having a heart of a teacher and a financial advisor or a real estate professional is essential to any transaction, the type of people you'd want to do business with.
Yeah, and you do, I know you do a really good job at that because you have well-informed. When you send me buyers, they're very well-informed on the buy side of the fence.
Yeah.
And so I know you do a good job educating, but I've upped my game with pre-approvals, but they're not 100% bulletproof. That's what I don't.
Yeah, sometimes there's complicated issues where you can't even foresee them, and it only makes the issue worse if you weren't knowledgeable before you even got in and dived into the process. I feel like when I meet with somebody and I say, hey, let's meet up in person. I know this isn't an industry standard to meet up before you go look at houses or right after you look at the first one. We go meet up together in the office, run through the process. Similar to what you do, you run through with the buyers. Here's the buying process. Here's some mistakes you can make. Here's what you should be asking me. And that's what I liked about the Mortgage Punk education system with my buyers. They're like, we even had a buyer a few years ago that I don't think they would have bought a house if they hadn't been educated about the benefits of home ownership.
When they met with me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
good
They were like on the fence. Maybe we're just rent. And then they met with you, saw the numbers, saw their long-term family strategy, and then they decided to buy. And I think we looked at a couple houses later and we were talking to you.
We were in a contract.
Got under contract, and they've been enjoying living in Argonia ever since.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that.
They're a great couple.
Well, here's the thing that I hate, Isaac, is like, I feel like I've taken the pre-approval process and made it way better. I know my pre-approvals are more reliable than a lot of pre-approvals that get handed out from banks and lenders. But you know as well as I do, like I can do 100 transactions, or you could do 100 transactions, and it's just one in 100 it goes bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of like losing your reputation. Like, you know how they say like it takes a lifetime to build a reputation.
Yeah.
And then like 2 minutes to destroy the whole thing.
No kidding. Yeah, that's what it feels like. You take it personally, even though sometimes it's out of your hands. I mean, we had that one where 3 days before closing for a DSCR loan, and the company that was buying those loans, the notes decided, we're not buying Airbnb notes anymore.
Well,
I mean, how do you plan for that?
They changed their parameters of what they would buy.
Exactly, within 3 days of closing. But the saving grace is that it was an expert lender is able to get them to another lender or find a solution. Yeah, because there's really no problems in our industry, just solutions, I feel like.
Right. Yeah, we got it closed. Thankfully, I know a lot of bankers, Isaac.
Yeah.
All over town. I know them all. And if there's something I can't do, I probably know a banker who either can, or I can tell you it just can't be done.
Yeah.
to my knowledge. So, but anyhow, so I thought that was a fascinating way to start this podcast, because I haven't talked about this subject at all. I don't really talk about lending. I usually talk, I'm not going to talk about lending the whole time with you, but I feel like it doesn't. I could say, hey, I closed 99 of these things with perfection, and it's like it doesn't matter if you got one bad experience, one bad taste in someone's mouth. It just ruins everything. So one of these days, Isaac, I think that my industry will come to grips with the fact that pre-approvals just are not a good idea.
Yeah, pre-qualifications especially.
Or anything with the suffix pre.
Yeah.
It's just
full
it's never a
approvals.
guarantee.
We've never had an issue with the full approval.
No.
That's
what, and for those of you listening, if you don't know the difference between a pre-approval, pre-qualification, and kind of what we're talking about, at the end of the day, just take anything with the suffix pre. Even if it's pre-approved and you've been told in the industry that's even better. It might be a little better, but it's just not bulletproof.
Well, a lot of the times they use them synonymously, and
there's not the term pre-qual, pre-approval.
Yeah, they're very different. Even then, there's nuance.
So I have heard that a lot of real estate agents have been educated and told that a pre-qualification is just grabbing some basic information on an application, verbal information, and then just
no verification.
Yeah, verifying nothing. Hypothetically, if all this information is correct, you would qualify.
You can get it done in 15, 30 minutes.
Yeah, super fast. Or there's the next step, which is a pre-approval, and that's where a bank supposedly takes more documentation and validates more things. But the problem with that, from my end of the spectrum, is there's shades of gray with pre-approval. So some banks will take what they can get and not fight with the borrower. Other banks like me will just tell them, sorry, you don't get it over. We're not issuing it. People don't like that. They don't want to hear they can't get a pre-approval if they can't get
why is this so hard? But then if they went under contract and then it falls apart, then they're upset with you. So it's the risk there is pretty big on your reputation. Either way, they're upset.
One way or the other.
So I feel like as I've processed like real estate and clients, like people just need to put their type A personality on whenever they buy or sell real estate. Like type B, put it out the window, set it aside, put it on the shelf for the next 30 to 90 days.
So you get the keys.
Put your type A personality on and, get over it. We can't just walk around and pretend nothing's going to hurt us because we live in a bureaucratic system that we have to abide by.
Right.
Unless you're all cash, then. But yeah.
Well, even if you're a cash buyer and
you still
there's
need
an inspection problem, that deal could blow up.
Yeah, you really got to sit down with people and educate them because they have typically they're not as experienced, and doing it all on their own by themselves isn't always the wisest option. I mean, I know I'm biased because I'm a real estate agent, but when I used to think, why do people even hire real estate agents? I just got into the job and can't they just do this on their own? And then the longer I've gotten into it, I'm like, one, there's people out there with personalities that are pretty aggressive and maybe not win-win scenario type people and
team players.
They don't even want to do an off-market deal. Like they just want what they want, and they'll steamroll anybody until reality hits. Right. And then there's the people that are
take a more humble approach.
Yeah, take a more humble approach, or just kind of wing it, and it doesn't seem to work too well for them. I've had clients, they did an off-market deal, and then they realized, I forgot to do. If I had a real estate agent, I would have done inspections. If I had a real estate agent, I would have negotiated those, or I would have verified the price. Because in a non-disclosure state like ours, you kind of need to verify. Zillow might be off. I think their margin for error is not even
30%.
It's not even. Right? There's not even a demarcation in Kansas for Zillow because we're a non-disclosure, so they don't even know what the margin of error is on Zillow in Kansas.
Huh. That's interesting.
Some of the other states At least when I looked on Zillow's website and dug around a little bit, I was like, oh, that's disturbing, but okay. So, I mean,
Well,
plus or
so
minus 10% on a $400,000 house, that's significant.
yeah, yeah. Well, and so back to the pre-approval
Yeah.
discussion. Like my vote, and it's just not the norm. And I'm telling you, Isaac, I could pre-approve 10 people tomorrow. Tell them all how much pre-approvals are not bulletproof, and
Mhm.
how much I think they should go through a full underwrite, and only maybe 1 in 10
Yeah.
will take 3 to 4 more weeks
Mm,
to go
mhm.
through that process. But on
Yeah.
the few times that we do that process, that there isn't going to be any problems with the underwriting, because the underwriter's already like the
No.
decision maker. I'm not the decision maker. The
Yeah.
underwriter is, and they've already decided and made the decision and signed off on it. So
Yeah, I tell people if they want to operate with peace and calmness and all the things, I say, hey, go through this process, get fully approved, at least send all your documents in so they can review them, and then from there they can know with confidence that they can purchase that house and get rid of a lot of the back
stress.
end stress. But some people like to. I think they're worried about some sales tactic going on, or they're gonna like go too far in, and I'm not sure. I could do a
Why they're
better.
apprehensive?
Yeah, I could do a better job of asking why and pursuing after that. But
Maybe I should start conducting a survey, Isaac,
yeah,
on the back end of all of my
yeah.
closed transactions. Why did you
not
choose pre-approval
Yeah,
when logically it makes the most sense to go through a full approval? I've only had 2 this year. I've only had 2 traditional transactions that have been super difficult, and they were both self-employed.
yeah.
So
Self-employed, just a
I
whole nother. Yeah,
I might be to the point now where any future self-employed business owners that we work with, I might just not even
I think you have
not even
to.
offer the option to do a
I
pre-approval.
think you have to. Like, if I went to go get a loan right now as a self-employed individual, I know it'd be complicated.
Yeah.
And
Well, and there's just some things
unless you
that
co-sign with somebody who has the ability to just
solid.
make it work,
Yeah.
a boring person who does
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, both of these buyers, uh, there were issues in underwriting that only an underwriter could really decide and call out.
Yeah,
So there would be no way for me to just check off, this box checks, this box checks, this
yeah,
box checks.
yeah. It comes down to like what we talked about: education and self-employed might have to be more educated on the process. I mean, sometimes it works out, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you do a good job at that. So let's talk a little bit about your background and go into your story a little bit. So you grew up here, or
I grew
you
up
grew up
in
small town.
Concordia, Kansas.
Concordia, right?
I think it's around 5,000.
Right.
I always forget the number. But small town living. And we'd go to the big city, Salina, Kansas, over the weekend if we wanted
That
to
was
go to the mall
big, yeah.
or like
Or a
something else
restaurant.
like that. So you did like athletics, you did video games, you did hanging out with your friends,
Which one
bike
did you do?
rides. Oh, I played probably too many video games and did athletics a lot. I did.
Oh, you
I did
were?
like cross country and
Oh, right.
wrestling
that.
and swim team, tennis,
I
stuff
didn't know
like
you
that.
wrestled.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I did that for about 6 years.
6 years of wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
Yeah, from junior high to senior year.
No kidding.
So-
How big is your family?
I've got 2 older brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, so
How's this-
I'm the youngest.
Is that a smaller size family for rural?
No, it's pretty average.
Is it?
I'd say it's about similar to like city folk. So
So you're in the middle between 2?
I'm the youngest.
Oh, you're the
yeah.
youngest.
Mhm.
And you
The
have
baby.
2 older brothers.
Yep, 2 older brothers. Hmm.
Any in real estate?
No. My oldest, he's really good at sales. Yeah, he was.
What's he do, or what's he sell?
Well, nowadays he's been struggling a bit, but lives in Chicago and
Oh, really?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's expensive.
yeah.
He's probably. Do you tell him what your home price? I just sold a home for
Yeah.
$250,000.
Yeah, it's it's tough. Yeah, he's been dealing with homelessness. He has a mental illness called schizophrenia. That's been
Oh,
tough on him, but and hopefully he's
are you
able
close?
We're about 8 years apart. So we had kind
Are you
of
relationally close?
standard American background, older brother beating up the younger brothers, and we defending
Really?
each other, and it was fun but difficult.
But are you close relationally?
Not anymore, but we tried for a while.
What about your other?
Yeah, we were pretty close growing up, and then as we went off to college, we weren't
What's he
as
do?
close. He works and does like grants. I think right now he's working on getting a plumbing license and doing that, but I haven't gotten an update for a while.
Are you talking about writing grants for like college scholarships and things
No,
like that?
for,
Or for nonprofits?
housing was some parts of things he would do for nonprofits mainly.
Yeah.
Like he was
Yeah.
grant expert.
Yeah.
So
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, for a minimal pay. Worked really hard worker, very kind to anybody, and sensitive, knows how to connect with people well, and so
That's cool.
yeah.
So you grew up in small town, rural Kansas, and what brought you to Wichita?
What brought me to Wichita was going to Friends University.
Okay.
So at the end of my time in high school, I've always had things like planned out, and didn't know that this concept of things don't always go to plan, and you got to adjust. And so what
was your plan?
My plan was to get a degree at Friends University, do cross country and track there, go work a IT type job, and just work on computers or networks or programming, whatever it was. And so I went to Friends, graduated in 2019. But right before I graduated, I kind of decided, I don't think I want to go work a corporate job, and got to spend some time in that, and enjoyed the people, but didn't enjoy the work. And so I went down to one of the CEOs of the company that I was working under. They have like a bunch of different companies, but he suggested doing this AIMS Aptitude Inventory Management service. I think your daughter did it, and
you influenced us, Isaac.
I influenced. I got somebody to drink the Kool-Aid, I guess. But it's a very helpful testing system. They'll tell you your aptitudes and also tell you your interests, but that's very different.
This was after you already got a degree?
I was like a year out from getting a degree. So that fall 2018, I took the test.
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, you shouldn't work a corporate job. You shouldn't do this. Here's a list of jobs you could look into. If we had you do anything that we wanted you to do, we'd have you be a landscape architect. And I was like, well, I'm not going back to school
to be an architect.
To be a landscape architect. I'd love to do that, but wow. I think I'm going to hold off on more debt. And so, I kind of shadowed one guy who kind of did that a little bit, but some landscape work.
But you went and didn't you finish in engineering?
I did a dual degree, dual major. So I did computer science and information systems and business administration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I did those two things in 4 years.
You were following the IT, like the computers and IT. Did gaming play a big role?
Oh, no. I actually had less time to play video games in college because I was so busy. I was doing cross country. I was doing track. I mean, you spend 3-4 hours a day training and talking with your teammates in the weekends.
What were you running a mile at back then, Isaac?
Oh, I didn't focus much on the miles. So I think the best I got was like 5:30 something. I probably could have done lower if I just focused
Pretty
more.
Fast mile.
No, it was like 4:30. Sorry, 4:30.
4:30.
4:30 something
on a mile.
Yeah, sorry, I was running 5:30 when I was in junior high. So
that's good.
Yeah,
that's
it was
a fast
fun.
Mile.
The 800 was mainly my focus. I got to run with these two brothers, Jacob and Isaac Clark. They were these twins, super fast. They'd run an 800 in 1:49.
Wow.
They were,
that's
and
crazy.
Under
Twin
Jason
brothers.
Parr. Yeah, they were great. We got to go to nationals together and compete there, and didn't get a championship medal or anything, but we were close. If I'd just been a little faster, we could have done it. So
let me take a second, Isaac. I got to do a shout out to Kerry Leonard and Old Castle Title. because they are definitely a winning new title company in the Wichita market. I know the owner really well, so shout out to Kerry and his whole team. You guys do awesome. But if you're looking to buy or sell a house and you're involved with what title company you use, and you want a smooth closing, a stress-free closing, you want to make sure that the title on your property is, squeaky clean, give Kerry a call. Or give his team a call at Old Castle. Tell him Chris from the Mortgage Punk Show sent you, and to take super good care of you. So anyhow, you said of the owner.
I know of I heard the name before, and because we've talked about, I mean, we all use different appraisers and stuff like that. And so, yeah. So
anyhow, super thankful for him. He does a really good job. So, okay, So you went to take this aptitude test, and this was before you graduated from Friends.
Before I graduated, yeah. So I did that, and I was like, I don't think that this is going to be a good long-term fit for me. So, I mean, the advantage at Friends is it's very relational college, and you get to build up lifetime friendships, which is one of my main goals.
You still have that, right?
Yeah, I still have a group of guys that I meet with. There's like 5 of us that we get to hang out once a week.
Yeah. It's your game night.
Yeah, we got the game night
I've
too.
discovered who your friends.
Yeah, that's right.
Friends University.
Good group of guys that I get to hang out on a frequent basis, and then, but yeah, I did that, and so I shadowed. I got to shadow like a landscape company, an ice cream shop that's no longer around, and then I shadowed a marketing company, and then I also shadowed Derek Walden. And met him through a friend's barbecue, and I was like, oh, maybe real estate's one of the top ones on here. I should check that out. Not really interested in sales at all. Analytical brain.
Right.
Didn't know how to communicate with strangers as well back then. So I was like, nah, I think I'm good.
That's so funny, man.
So I graduated from Friends, did my last track nationals trip, got married, and then started real estate all in less than 30 days.
Man, have you told me this before?
I don't know.
I don't know if I've heard that part of your story. So now, didn't you go into an engineering or
I did a couple summers
internship.
No, not outside of, just in college. I did a couple internships in IT at Coke Industries.
Okay.
Within
so
Vista.
That was never a career job. It was an internship.
Mm-hmm.
And that Ames test turned you in a different direction before you even graduated.
Yeah, great people there. Okay. I just didn't think it was a good long-term fit for me, and had a great experience and got to travel a little bit and learn more about IT.
You are the second, I think I've told you this, but I know one other realtor. I've had him on this show who was an engineer at Coke Industries and completely turned real estate. I would have never, just like you, I would have never looked at a analytical, person's profile and immediately think, oh, that person should be a business owner and a salesperson.
No kidding.
But you do an incredible job. You run a really good business, Isaac. I love your business. My team raves about anyone who comes from Isaac. Everybody knows they're coming in the door.
That means I got good friends.
Well,
Thank you.
You do a really good job. You run a super professional business, and you approach everything highly professionally. I don't think all realtors do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not been my experience anyway.
Yeah.
Why do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it's got a lot of appeal. It's kind of, I don't know, real estate's kind of sexy, I guess. So people are looking at it, HGTV
just
type,
looking at that aspect
of it. And so maybe that's, I mean, growing up, we didn't think too highly of agents in our town. And so
really,
we were worried about them being bad salesmen.
Just being
bad salespeople.
Huh.
And I don't know if that's just from small town drama and the way people feel, but that was the vibe I remember. And so getting into it, it's like, do I want to be known as a sleazy salesperson? Or, as I've gotten to know agents, there's a lot of awesome agents out there in the Wichita area, especially. and have gotten
that
to have
aren't
great
that.
experience. No, they're not at all. They care deeply
Super
about their
professional.
people. They
Yep.
care about the other agents. They focus on win-win strategies. They're not just closed-handed. And so there are some really good agents in Wichita, especially like at Home where I work. I mean, those all the people I don't know if I didn't do real estate, I don't know who I'd choose because they're all so good. Like it'd be impossible.
No, you
I
definitely
had to choose Derek because he's great. But
yeah, you definitely work for a brokerage that I think excels in training and setting realtors up to run a very professional.
Yeah. I heard
operation.
I actually had a buyer this year sign call. I don't think we've ever had a successful sign call. Like very rare do we get successful sign calls on one of Derek's listings, and Derek referred him over to me, and I was going to take care of him. And they had called their Edward Jones advisor beforehand, like, "Hey, should we find a different agent? What do you think of these At Home people?" And he's like, "You're with At Home. You're in good care, high integrity.
Wow.
Don't worry about it." I don't think I would have had that opportunity if
That's
the reputation of that Joel Dolph and Lee Farley and Nate Kirk have created over there.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. I mean, hats off to them and hats off to your brokerage because you guys
the
have
people
a
there.
stellar reputation.
Yeah, great people.
Yep. So, okay, tell me a little bit about your family. You're married, you got kids. Where did all that fit?
Yeah, Nicole and I met in college, well, a little bit before college through a friend of ours. And we got to do cross country and track together. Didn't expect that to find somebody in the track and cross country realm. So I was like, this is great. We can work out together and hang out, get to know each other better. And I still remember though, as soon as we got done with track and cross country, when we got married, like, what do? We have no other interests. You know, it's like finding a new identity.
Right.
And so I feel like our interests now are like reading books and then talking about it, or like the kids. And we have 3 little kids under 4 years old.
You're busy, man.
They're fun. They're a lot of fun.
And you have a new one. One in the world.
Fresh out of the oven. 3 months old. He's
super cute.
Big fella.
How much did he weigh when he was
born? He was only like 7 pounds, 6 ounces, but he's like 18 pounds in 3 months. So I don't know what happened. I mean,
I think it's interesting
to
see how like my kids went through different stages of like they would kind of stop growing for a minute and then shoot up, you know, and
I mean,
and there's no common trend with every one of them is just totally different.
I remember really struggling early on in life to like find meaning. And I grew up a believer, grew up at a Wesleyan church. And when I had kids, and it took me a little while, but I was like, wow, this is like the best thing I've ever done. Like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. But everything that's hard seems to produce
is worth
always worth the hard. Like at the time you're like, I don't want to like put this kid down and do the bath and feed him, change the diaper. But then you're like, wow, this is the best thing ever. I get to create something in my own image, whether good or bad. And you hope it's good in the long run.
I think you're going to do all right.
We're going to be fine. We'll be fine.
I think you both are doing a fantastic
with
job.
Nicole's help, we'll be good. She's awesome.
So you did an internship with Derek. So Derek
I did a
intro into real estate.
Yeah, like 6 months I worked with Derek, and
you're still together.
Yeah,
with him. I mean, you collaborate. You work together.
We collaborate. Yeah, we collaborate. We've changed like our structure and stuff, and then we have a awesome assistant who helps us, Katie, and she makes sure all the things run. Or if we can't do something, basically made our client experience go up. And
have you seen that?
Yeah, I think so. From things like gifts, like, hey, can you go grab this thing and here's the idea.
Yep.
Can you fulfill this? And so I think that was something that took me a while to learn as a business owner. A lot of business owners don't even do is, okay, what are the $15 an hour tasks I'm doing right now? What's my income per hour? Subtract that. Okay, I'm losing, I don't know, $45 an hour every time I do one of those tasks. And so instead of focusing on like lead gen or going the extra mile for a client, or like creating an awesome experience, focusing on what's next for the business. Because when you just focus on doing the work, you're just bogged down. Your family's miserable because they don't ever see you. You're working because if you want, you can only expand to a certain point in our industry. Maybe you can only take on as a real estate agent 3-4 clients a month. But when you have an assistant, maybe you take on 6, 7, or 8, 9. If you get your systems in place
and still be able to do a good job.
Yeah, do a good job, and your spouse doesn't have bitterness and resentment towards you because you have some rest and you get at least one day off. I think that took me a while to learn in real estate. I was like, okay, I really valued my time. I think I still do, and so not having a day off for those first few years was really tough, and it took me a while to navigate that with my clients and myself, and my spouse.
I've watched you go through this journey. I'm still anxious to meet your newest hire, but why do you think? What are some other reasons you think that a lot of realtors don't approach their businesses like this? I mean, I guess why did you fly solo for so long?
Well, I mean, I started with a lot of real estate agents don't approach it relationally either. That was where I first started. I was like, okay, I cannot just like meet random people and rebuild the business every 5 years, because if you never do referrals and you never keep up with your clients, you restart every 5 years. And so I got into ninja selling pretty heavily the first 5 years, 5, 6 years, and just focused on my friends. Didn't even talk about real estate unless I asked. That was really slow growth for a while, but I never had a cold call. And so that was terrifying to me to like cold call and do open houses and a lot of self-doubt, and so that's where it started. And then as I got more comfortable with those things, I was like, okay, I value my time. I want to run this like a business. I want to have more capacity to do more clients. I want to increase my income per hour and serve more people. I have to adjust the way I do the business. And so that was pretty scary, though. I mean, you're hiring somebody,
I know.
they get paid before you. If you're an ethical business owner, know. And so
That's correct.
I mean, when I was growing up, we went through bankruptcy in the glass. My dad went through bankruptcy in the glass business, and I remember seeing him suffer through that. And so I was pretty like, I do not want to start my own business. This was so terrible. And
do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember moving out of our house a couple of years, and then came back to that house, and that was a pretty powerful moment of how my parents sacrificed a lot, but they always made sure that our family was together. Every Sunday we'd go out to eat, even when we had like no money. We'd go out to eat because that was important to my mom and dad, and I respect them a lot for that.
That's awesome.
Basically the relationships. And I mean, the stat I think about all the time is only 12% of agents talk to their client after closing.
12%?
12%. So
that's pretty small.
I was like, well, I just had to meet the 88% that don't talk to their clients after closing, right? And
has it made a big difference?
Oh yeah, I've had repeat clients. We get to do life together, and it's not just real estate. It's like, hey, how's your family? Oh, we just had a funeral, or oh, congratulations on the birth of your kid. Like stuff like that is so fun. Or they're going through a hard time, and I just want to be a good friend to them. I mean, that was another reason I wanted to make more income, is like, okay, if I have more income, I can do more blessings for them. I think often of the parable that Jesus talks about, where most of us glance over this, but the shrewd manager, he is being fired, and he's like, okay, I'm going to go to all these clients and cut this. You owe my master 100 bushels of grain. Now make it 50.
Strike a bunch of deals.
Make it 50. Strike a bunch of deals, and then
at a discount.
And then his manager's like, "Good for you." Like he's like, "I wanted a place to stay and rest my head after I got fired." And so
Right.
like, and so Jesus is in my opinion, he's saying like, it's more important for you to give and like take care of your friends because even the secular world knows to do that.
Right.
Um, and so they give
And they're
gifts to
smart.
each other. And so
Smart with
that's
that.
a good thing to do. And so I'm like, oh, that's great. It's way more fun to give surprise things
Right.
to friends.
Right.
You know, like a surprise, they go out to their birthday dinner and they got it paid for. You know, stuff like that is
Yeah.
just hilarious and fun
So
to
if you
do.
grow your business, so your thinking is if I build a little bit of a team, I can grow my business a little bit more. And ultimately your thoughts are I can just take
I start
better
blowing
care
people's
of people.
minds. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just having fun doing
That's
it.
awesome.
And so,
So
yeah.
you're, the thing that I love about you, Isaac, is that you're like, you already run a great business. Your brokerage already does an incredible job setting, its agents up that way. Just very professional, very high level. And now you're entering into a whole nother
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
dimension
Yeah.
and a whole nother level up of
Yeah.
customer care and serving families and serving people as they're buying homes.
Yeah. I
So,
felt blessed this last few months, especially just getting to serve more people than I thought possible.
have you seen
And
some growth
yeah, I mean, just having one extra client a
implementing
month
these?
makes a huge difference in
Right.
my business. And
Right.
so I've had
Yeah,
four
that's
extra
fantastic.
referrals this last few months. So like that made
That
it
you wouldn't
huge
have gotten.
difference. No, never gotten like I didn't realize how important it is just to ask people for help.
Right.
Like my ego is like, well, they're not gonna like me. My reputation's gonna be hurt because they don't like that I even asked for help from my friend who I've known for years.
Yeah.
And,
Why not ask them?
And I'm like, oh, brother or sister, can you help me? Meet another one of your friends so I could serve them. Such a
Yep.
simple thing that
So you started doing that, and
I started
you
doing
got
that,
referrals
and
from it.
yeah, I've been
That's so
super
awesome,
blessed by
Isaac.
these generous friends to connect me with their friends.
I love
And
it.
I mean, I had one this last week. We got connected on like a Friday or something, and then Monday we met up, and then that Sunday we go under contract.
That's crazy.
Like stuff like that happens,
No
and I
kidding.
would have never had that opportunity. And getting them the seller down a good chunk of change and like helping them navigate that. They were trying to use ChatGPT to figure out how to do this real estate thing, and then they bring in an expert, and we just figure it out together and make them feel comfortable, at peace. And if they need to pray about it or think about it, like not my job to tell you whether or not you like the house. It's your job to feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And I've had several clients who are like, oh, I met with this other agent and they were trying to convince me to buy the house. I was like, I don't even know how to do that. Like, that's really good. That's some
'Cause
skills. That
that's not
takes some
you.
skills to do, I presume.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like use special words and stuff to do that.
I love it. But I think
yeah,
that's
it's
why
fun.
I think that's why you've been so successful, and you're going to continue to be successful and continue to grow because you didn't set out to be. I mean, you're looking at a different industry to begin with.
No, I was not
And
planning in sales.
You
at
grew
all.
up where salespeople were not looked at favorably in
No.
your community.
No.
So, and I think that I think you can take the numbers and the metrics from people who truly serve other people
Mhm.
and see higher profitability.
Well, and I
Even though
think-
they're not doing it
yeah,
directly for that, right?
yeah.
What did you say?
Oh yeah, like a lot of the people I know that are wealthy or and maybe modest, but also have some money and set aside, and like simple folk that work hard. They just want to add value
Mm-hmm.
wherever they are. I mean, that's a big thing in Coke industries, is add value.
Right.
And so I felt like the more value I could add, the better it'd be for business and my friendships.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know like people like one of the things that Ninja Selling goes over is it's a quote called Excellence, I believe, by Emery Stewart, I want to say. But one of the things is look up to masters, like do what they don't envy masters, but like think of how you can become a master in your industry.
Okay.
And so the reason I think of that is I remember when we first met and started interacting, like in that quote, it says, um, when it comes to mastery is you can just continue to adjust, and like your best teachers, your best coaches all thought highly of you, and your good friends too, more than even above yourself. And so like in our relationship, I'm like, wow, Chris thinks of me this way. And like as you have friends that build you up in that capacity, you automatically lift up. And
Right.
so getting to meet a master like Chris and to learn what he does and try to do those things, and it's only grown my business in the way I envisioned it, but I didn't see it in myself, and so I needed somebody else to speak life into me.
Hmm.
And yeah,
So you surround yourself with people who are positive influence, who pull you up instead of
hmm
pull you down,
yeah,
and who are also maybe hitting levels that you want to get to,
yeah,
right?
and I think
And that's made a big
yeah,
impact.
authenticity's been a big part of like I don't like I'm not as big transactional guy. It's hard for me to some clients like that and they just want a transaction and use a service, but like the building a friendship and being authentic and fun and talking about the deeper things of life is more satisfying
More
to me.
rewarding.
But not
Yeah.
everybody likes that, and that's fine. You know.
Yeah. Well, I find a common theme as we're talking here, and that's like taking really good care of people, um, and adding value. And you really can't add value if you're making something about you,
No,
don't you
no, you
think?
had
Like if
to.
something's all about you
Yeah, if
and
I'm
all
like,
about what you want, you're
yeah,
probably not gonna. You're gonna take,
yeah.
right,
If I'm going to a friend and
and not
not
give.
first thinking about them and what they need, I ask my friends, "What do you need? How can I help?" Not just real estate. Forget the real estate. Don't
Yeah,
pretend
yeah,
that I didn't even
yeah,
pretend I'm not even in real estate. What do you need? A meal? Do you need
yeah. Help
I
with
don't know,
anything.
whatever. You need a
Yeah,
mechanic? I don't know.
right.
So, and then from there, once you make that deposit, maybe you get something from it, maybe not. It doesn't really matter, but you
It all
help that
comes around.
friend, and yeah, it all comes around, and
So
we bless each other.
I gotta take another minute here to thank Matt and Natalie InBody at Vortex Air Duct Cleaning Services, which it sounds like you
Yeah.
have personally
Personally
used.
used them. They came in with the truck and had the vacuum in the back.
Sucked
Got
everything
all
out,
my
man.
HVAC vents all clean, and
Yeah.
I think that brought down the allergens in the house and all
Do you
the
notice the
stuff. And
difference
yeah, I
in
think
your
I
air
noticed the
quality?
difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, my filters don't get as dirty in my HVAC system anymore, and so it's
So
yeah, affordable and great service, very
yeah,
professional.
yeah, they're awesome. I know them personally. They're one of the sponsors for the Mortgage Punk Show. So big shout out to Matt and Natalie at Vortex, keeping homes clean and air fresh from ducts to vents. These guys make your home breathe better. That's my Chat
Yeah.
GPT little
They even
line.
have like
But
a disinfectant thing that they can put through the vents too after they're done.
oh,
So if there's
to
any bacteria type
yeah,
stuff,
that's
it's pretty
right.
cool.
I had them suck my own personal air ducts out, and that was on a new build.
Yeah, that actually probably
And
make a lot of sense because
I could
all the
hear pieces, Isaac, of either drywall
oh yeah,
or a 2x4
or like
or
yeah, little sticks
something.
or something.
Yeah. So they have these super big, powerful trucks. They will hook them up to your entire home ventilation system and literally suck anything and everything you don't want to imagine is in there out. But they're one of the sponsors for the show, so I just wanted to take a minute to thank them for their support, for their sponsorship. And if you have not had your air ducts in your home cleaned, call Matt or Natalie at Vortex and tell them Chris from the Mortgage Punk Show sent you. Isaac, I'm super excited about where you've taken your business. What's been one of the most impactful, pivotal moments? Well, first of all, when did you get your license? You've been in the game for
It would have
since
been
college, so
June 17th of 2019.
of 2019. Okay,
hmm
so you're 6 years in.
Yeah, yep, 6.5 years.
What's the most impactful or pivotal moment in your business that has shot you?
Yeah, I mean,
You talked about
it's a
ninja
spirit.
selling.
It's
So
ninja selling helped. I think really building in confidence. When I was first starting, I took everything in rejection and everything so personally. And I realized that's kind of like a core value issue I had of like reputation on like different wounds growing up. And as I started to like um, see myself as I feel like Jesus and God see me, I started to see, oh, like God sees me as one in whom Christ indwells and delights in me, and I'm good enough.
Right.
And even if this doesn't occur, that doesn't mean that relationship needs to stop or change, or this person doesn't like me. There could be a ton of factors, and kind of breaking those agreements that I'd made up in my mind,
Mm.
and
And that
speaking
brought a
them
lot
out
of
loud.
change.
Yeah, yeah, I was living in so much shame in that, and then that brought change and confidence. And when you don't care as much if they hire you or not, you can be a better friend. You
Right.
can be a better,
So this is
yeah,
more
all
of a, this is like
things.
a spiritual
Yeah, I would say
growth
it's a
moment
spiritual growth.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, about year 4 or 5, that was kind of where I had a lot of growth in that area. But all throughout, like my first year, I felt like a complete failure because I don't think I sold a single house my first year,
Okay.
which I realized was actually a pretty normal thing, even in like luxury agents, and they'll sell
Yeah, to
anything.
sell a bunch of homes in your first year
To
is
use
pretty unusual.
to use a 23-year-old to buy or sell a house is a big
Right.
risk. You know, I think like Dave Ramsey started when he was like 17, or no, he started when he was 18. When
Right.
he's old enough to do it, and I couldn't imagine. I can't believe people used him, you know. But I think of myself as a 23-year-old,
Yeah.
and so yeah, that brought a lot of shame. I was like, geez, I quit this. I could have gotten this job here
Right.
and gotten
With a
paid
nice cushy
well,
salary.
good salary, done the things, gotten all the things done, and then I switch over to this thing, and I feel like a failure for lack of better terms. And but then like my wife supported me, my friends supported me, Derek, and all these people supported me, and they saw in me what I couldn't see in myself.
Wow.
And then
That's really
yeah,
cool, Isaac.
or like my pastor, my church, all these people surrounded me and finally started believing what they saw instead of what I thought.
Did you see did you see a material change
I would say,
after that?
I
Like,
think as I continue to surrender over the years, just surrender my work, surrender my thoughts.
right.
Um,
Like, did you see a noticeable difference in performance, in your business
you
performance?
know, I think this last year probably the most notably. Honestly, I think
To be your 5th year in?
yeah, I mean, I was just so anxious and depressed all those first 5 years, wanted to get out of the industry, honestly, but I felt like God just kept bringing me back in. He's like, no, I want you to love on these people through
Mhm.
this. And I'm like, can I just quit and go do some other job?
Go back to
And
yeah.
then as I was like, okay, God, I'm giving this up. I give it up to you. You can make do with it. If I go broke, I go broke. I'm just going to go full send and do whatever. I mean, I took like the program that you brought me into and was like, this is my last chance. This is my last chance run. And then all of a sudden it like
Boom.
blows up, goes 25%, 35% growth in like a 4-month period. And I was
Oh,
like,
man. Isaac.
well,
I love it.
another reason to take advice from people you trust and look up to. And, it's just
Dude,
funny.
I'm so
Just funny.
excited about you joining the coaching program that I'm in, and it's it's 3x to my business. I'm going on the 3rd year. It's
Mhm.
about I think I'm up about 70.
So I need to 4x mine, right? Is that so? I want so I can beat Chris. No, I was
Beat
kidding.
me. No, you should.
No, and I
Friendly
realized,
competition.
with Derek, I think of his business, and the more that he just surrendered it to God, like it just kept growing, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So
Isaac, I've been trying to get out of real estate since I walked away from music in a rock band in the 90s.
Hey, we got the same
I never
core.
even wanted to go into
I know.
this.
I was
Never.
like, who thought this was a great idea? God, I
Right.
don't think this is a good idea. God, I should have just
He
been
has
an IT guy.
He has a sense of humor.
Oh
think.
yeah. I think
Or just a sense
I
of
was just
you'll never
obedient.
figure out exactly what's going to
I just
go
tried to be
down.
obedient, and it felt terrible for I don't know 5 years really. So, but
Yeah.
but now I'm like
So
every day I come up and I'm do a lot of gratitudes. I've been doing that since the beginning. Three gratitudes a day.
That's
It took
awesome.
me like 5 years to change my thinking, which is
That's
crazy.
amazing.
Which is crazy. Like you have to
And you grew up in a pretty good home.
great
you had
home,
great parents.
great parents. I mean, I had no reason, but I think a lot of us deal with anxiety, depression, and all these things, and we're just so in our head, and we don't trust what other people say, which makes sense because I did the same thing. I was like, I hear you, I don't believe you because I have these agreements that I've like made with
myself,
whoever, I don't know what it is. You have these childhood, like not even crazy wounds. It's not like I got punched in the face or something, but like ignored, I would say it was probably a big thing that I experienced. And so, but we're all just trying to figure it out.
Right.
And if we can bring each other together, we can see each other.
That's really cool because I think there's only a few episodes out so far on this show, and we've got several that are being edited that are going to be coming out in the weeks to come. But I think you're probably the only person that's pointed to like a significant like spiritual and or mental shift in thinking as far as what has impacted business so much.
Yeah, I mean,
that's really cool.
I got to the point, I mean, where it was Peter. I think, I don't know, one of the disciples Jesus was talking to, and why are you guys still here? Like everybody else has left. Like, where else can I go? Right. That's been my mentality. Where else can I go? God, like I don't have anywhere else to go. Everything else to me just it leads for me destruction, I guess. I don't know. So
since you've been in coaching now, you've seen that many transactions or referrals come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you've
been in a short
12 warm leads in 4 months. I mean, that's more leads than I was getting
otherwise generated.
No, I don't think so.
That's amazing.
And then just all of a sudden, random people reaching out that have blessed me.
What are like 3 things that you're implementing in your business since you joined core coaching that are moving the needle the most?
So instead of focusing on like 100, 120 people, somewhere around there, I'm focusing on like 40 people. I'm like, I want to love these key people. My sphere.
In your sphere.
My sphere of influence.
You're being more
intentional.
Strategic and
I don't
tactical.
have a strategic. I just like, okay, I love these people. I want to grow deeper with them. And I can only grow with, I mean, honestly, I probably can't grow deep with 40 people. That's too many people. But like,
it's a lot.
I'd be happy to grow deep with 12 of them.
Yeah.
And so if they're willing to do that, great.
So you're taking your existing sphere.
Yeah.
And you're taking the relationships you have in your sphere.
Pretty much.
And you're basically micro-focusing on fewer and going.
Yeah. Or asking my sphere.
Building closer relationships.
Yeah. Or like recently I had
or adding to
a friend who's like, hey, I think you should meet my younger brother. And he's a roofer. And I got to meet with him, and great guy. I'm like, oh man, this would be a great person to refer my friends to. Bam, we get hit by a hailstorm. I was able to bless this guy's business. He's starting out.
More referrals
like 6 referrals to this guy. And I'm like, this is so fun. I get to bless this guy's young family. He has a few-week-old baby. Like, this is the best. Like, forget Isaac's real estate business. Like, that's cool and all, whatever. But like, this guy just is getting income.
That's so
and
cool.
I had access to that. And then my people are happy because they got a roofer that they can trust.
Right. That does a good
feel
job.
Comfortable with. So just like those type of things, I'm able to like bless others through focusing on how do I help somebody else make more money, or have X, Y, and Z that they need, a new painter, or make sure they don't get hurt by somebody that's not looking out for their best interest. Because my sphere does look out for each other, and so that's one thing. 2, we started doing these like hangouts with our friends. I've always been doing the video game night thing. That's just like my thing. I do it without real estate, even if I had a space. I just love hosting. I only play video games once a quarter.
Which it is a blast because I go, and Isaac lets me hang out.
Shout out to sponsor Mortgage Punk. Video game nights. Those are fun. I only get to play once a quarter now because believe it or not, video games aren't healthy all the time. And that was
fun.
That was a interesting time getting rid of that after doing it for 20 years.
So events. So you're implementing. Events, you're putting more focus on events, deeper relationships.
Yeah, park fun with friends.
And then what would be a third thing?
Third thing, I would say. Third thing. I'd be just asking people for help.
That's what I was gonna
Just
say.
yeah,
You mentioned that.
like help.
You never
Hey.
asked before.
No, I never asked before because I was like, oh, they're
It
gonna
feels
hate
weird.
me
Yeah.
if they ask. They're gonna judge
How
me.
did you overcome that? So I talked to a lot of agents, Isaac, and they come back with that same response. And I try to tell them from my own experience, I am telling you, you're missing business if you don't just simply ask.
Came out of desperation, really. I was like, okay, I'm at blank dollars per year. I feel broke. I'm cut my expenses.
So you're in a situation that forced you to get out of your
Yeah, I
comfort
was
zone
like-
and just try this.
I was like, okay, so if I don't want to feel broke and like, because my expenses and real estate, they can vary,
yeah.
and they can, some months I'm only making a little bit. And I was like, okay, so I got two options. I need to quit and do something else, or I need to work my booty off and find a new system and ask for help. And so I was like, when I was doing my little group with people, I'm like, guys, I have no other options. This has to work. Like, I can't keep doing this. And
So how did you how do you ask for business in a way that it made it comfortable for you and makes it like
yeah, for me,
not even
so if it's like my current
imposing on someone
clients,
else?
it's my current clients, something great just happened. Like let's say we got $7,000 worth of repairs done on the house, and we negotiated that. Kind of them, hey, remember how we talked about during our consult, like if you could just connect me with one person that I could bless through my business, bless my family. You know anybody that can help? Or can you connect me with that person we talked about?
So you wait for them to give
Have a
you
good
kind of a
experience.
raving fan moment.
Yeah, raving fan
You look for
moments,
those.
or my VIPs, the people that we care a lot about, Nicole and I.
Mm-hmm.
I say, hey, what's a need that you have? I want to help you. And then, okay, I have a need too. I
So
need
before
help.
you ask, you ask them
focus
how
on
you
them.
can help them.
Because that's way more fun than getting
Sure.
a referral. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is great. Like, I just gave
And you've
that
gotten
person
how many? 12, you said.
I think like
12
warm,
good, warm. 4 of the 12 super hot, but still 12 good, qualified, warm, good leads.
Yeah.
As referrals.
Yeah, I think they were good. Yeah, decent
just from
leads.
asking.
Yeah. 12 more opportunities than I would have had in 4 months.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Some agents don't even close 12 transactions in a year. A lot of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a pretty tough industry.
Wouldn't even close that. So, speaking of, you just mentioned your roofer that you're able to bless with a bunch of referrals because he just has a new startup business, right?
Yeah, I mean, works for a baker company, does a lot of stuff, but he's like 22.
Doing his own company.
Yeah.
So the last sponsor I want to give a quick shout out to is Joe Warren with Quality Granite and Interiors. Joe's recently purchased the business from the former owners.
Oh.
So this is a new business for him, but his family has a long-standing name in real estate.
Beautiful showroom.
Yeah. And you said you've been recently. So you might want to check out Joe if you are looking to if you're looking to remodel your home. I mean, anything from quality granite to countertops to cabinets, you name it. Yeah. Joe's definitely the man. He'll take super good care of you. And he has put together a rewards program. He's put together a rewards program for realtors and for home buyers. So anyhow, if you've got a remodel coming up in your home, or you're just looking to replace cabinets or countertops or whatnot, just definitely give Joe a call. Tell him Chris from the Mortgage Punk Show sent you. He will take super good care of you at a high level and do a great job. So thanks, Joe, for your sponsorship. Man, Isaac, I that just this last part of the interview has been a huge blessing to me because I know how much core coaching's impacted my business, and I'm always looking for ways to get back to my agents. And I only have so many ways to do it because I don't, as a lender,
you need to start buying a new house every year.
right.
So
buying a house
give back
once a year. Man, that's an interesting strategy. But I'm really, you've given me a lot of referrals. You've given me a lot of good referrals, and we take super good care of them. But I'm glad to know that I can at least try to bring something to the table that's now gotten you warm leads and is giving back to you. But you said in 3 areas, you're deepening your smaller network of people instead of just shotgun blasting a wide network, right? You're going deeper with personal relationships. You are, what were the other two?
Asking for help.
Yeah, asking for the business,
doing events.
and then events.
Yeah,
more focus on events, because and are the events for those 40 people that you're trying to really
typically,
foster deep relationships
At
with?
Home does a great job of doing like a once a quarter big event, and for like my general people, but people that were, I care about them all, but like just wanting to focus on more because we literally have only so much capacity. Is and that we do smaller events for them.
Cool. What's one thing that you would leave the listeners of this episode with going out? A lot of realtors watch this, so you've got newer realtors learning, and getting insight from this show. A lot of big producers watching it as well. And what's one piece of advice? One piece of Isaac advice.
Yeah, I think the biggest piece of advice I would have, might change after the show, who knows, but would be just like, your people love you, take good care of them, ask for help, because it's lonely out there if you don't ask for help, and it could be difficult when you're just doing the hamster wheel with new people all the time, but your clients or your friends, typically, by the time you get done with their most important piece of asset that they have,
ever buy. Yeah.
And they want to. I don't think I've had anybody during my consultations, when I ask, can you connect me with one person after this, before, during this, say no to me. Not a single person, or even act weird about it.
Yeah.
None of them act even weird.
Because you built a relationship
They're like,
with them.
of course.
Right.
Of course we spent an hour with you.
Right.
If this is a great experience, we'd love to send you somebody.
Yep.
And do they always fulfill it? No. But like, you asked, and if you don't ask, you just get a guaranteed no.
So Isaac's piece of advice going out the door today is you have not because you ask not, right? That's a pretty good Bible verse. So if you don't ask for business, you're probably not going to get it.
Knock at the door, I guess.
So knock, ask, knock. And just remember, most people love to help people. Yeah. And so if you go into it assuming that, why wouldn't they want to help? Most people like to be helpful. I'm asking for help.
And most people want to look good when you do a good job for them, and then they do a good job for their friends. They're like, wow, I look real nice, So
right.
I think people like that, and it blesses the person that's sending. The referrer gets blessed a lot too, because they love to help their friends. They want to help their friends, and so
and
how do you help them help their friends?
Right. I love it. There you go, guys. Isaac, man, thanks for coming on the show today. Yeah. Appreciate you and your story and your friendship. We've become friends. Mm-hmm. And like I said, my team loves you. We love to work with you. We love your people. Just can't thank you enough, man. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah, honored to be here and get to punk the mortgage industry with you and
punk the mortgage industry.
Help educate folks.
I need to punk it a little bit more. I'm doing no more pre-approvals for self-employed people as of this year.
It is right now, huh?
Like, it is self-employment. You're just going to get underwritten.
It's on video now.
It's on video.
I have to hold you accountable.
Hold me accountable.
So if I apply for a loan through you, then
you're just going to go through underwriting. Don't find a house and then call me and say,
I found the one. I found the mid-century modern house. I want to buy it now, Chris.
I can't do it. I can't.
Do it.
You need to go through underwriting if you're self-employed. That's my new thing. Going forward as of today. I'm telling you officially. All right, guys, thanks for watching the show. There'll be more episodes coming out, but Isaac, thanks again. Isaac runs a great business. He's with At Home Wichita. Thanks for watching the show, and I hope you have a great week. Peace out. See you later. Bye.